The Roman Empire was built on the backs of the most disciplined, terrifying, and efficient military machine the world had ever seen, the legions. These weren't just soldiers. They were engineers, builders, and the iron fist of a civilization that believed it was destined to rule the world. Among these units, few were as prestigious or as battle-hardened as the Legio Nona Hispana, the 9th Spanish Legion. They had fought alongside Julius Caesar, they had crossed the Rhine, and they had survived the most brutal uprisings the empire had ever faced. But in the 2nd century AD, something impossible happened. A professional army of over 5,000 elite men marched into the mists of northern Britain and simply vanished. To understand the weight of this disappearance, we have to understand what a legion actually was. A Roman legion wasn't just a group of men. It was a city on the move. Each legion traveled with its own doctors, blacksmiths, architects, and clerks. They carried with them the aquila, the golden eagle, which was considered the very soul of the unit. To lose an eagle was a mark of eternal shame. To lose an entire legion was a national catastrophe. The 9th was the elite of the elite. They were the men who spearheaded the invasion of Britain in 43 AD. They were the ones who built the fortress that would eventually become the city of York. They were the vanguard of Rome's northern frontier. The mystery begins around the year 108 AD up until this point. The 9th Legion appears constantly in the historical record. We see their stamps on roof tiles, their names on inscriptions, and their presence in military reports. And then the trail goes stone cold. By the time the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius compiled a list of all active legions in the year 161 AD, the 9th was gone. Not just moved, not just renamed, completely omitted. It was as if they had been erased from the face of the earth. For decades, the prevailing theory was a romantic, tragic one. The 9th had marched north into the wild, untamed lands of modern-day Scotland to crush a rebellion of the Caledonian tribes. According to this legend, they were ambushed in the thick forests and mountain passes, surrounded by painted warriors and slaughtered to a man. In this version of history, the disappearance was so embarrassing to Rome that the emperor covered it up, striking their name from the records to hide the fact that a barbarian tribe had annihilated 5,000 of Rome's finest. This theory fueled Hollywood movies and best-selling novels for a century. It painted a picture of a ghost legion wandering the Scottish mists. But as modern archaeology has advanced, the mystery has only deepened. If 5,000 men were slaughtered in the north, where are the bodies? Where are the discarded helmets, the broken swords, or the captured golden eagles that the tribes surely would have kept as trophies? The silence of the Scottish soil is deafening. In the 1970s, a discovery was made that flipped the script entirely. Archaeologists in Nijmegen and the modern-day Netherlands found several roof tiles and a silver pendant. The tiles were stamped with the mark of the 9th Legion. Carbon dating and stylistic analysis placed these items around the year 120 AD, over a decade after the Legion was supposed to have vanished in Britain. This sparked a new, even more complex theory. It suggests that the 9th wasn't wiped out in the mists of Scotland, but was instead moved to the German frontier to stabilize a crumbling border. But if that's the case, why does the record stop there? Why did they vanish from the Netherlands just as quickly as they vanished from Britain? Some historians now believe the Ninth met a far more ignominious end. Instead of a heroic last stand in the forest, they may have been sent to the east, to the deserts of Judea or the mountains of Armenia. There they might have been decimated during the Bar Kokhba revolt or a disastrous war against the Parthians. In this version of the story, the Ninth didn't vanish because of a single battle, but because they were slowly bled dry by years of grueling, thankless guerrilla warfare in a climate they weren't built for. When the survivors were too few to form a unit, the legion was simply disbanded. Their records filed away in a Roman basement to be forgotten by time. But there is a darker, more political possibility. In Roman history, if a legion was involved in a failed coup, or if they showed cowardice in the face of the enemy, the punishment was damnatio memoria, the condemnation of memory. Their names were chiseled off monuments, their records were burned, and it became a crime to speak of them. Could the Ninth have done the unthinkable? Could Rome's most loyal legion have turned against the emperor? Think about the psychological impact of such an event. In an era where information traveled only as fast as a horse, the disappearance of 5,000 men was more than a military loss. It was a hole in the fabric of reality. For the families in York or Spain who never received a letter home, the Ninth truly became ghosts. They represent the fragility of even the greatest superpowers. Rome was a civilization of laws, records, and bureaucracy, yet even they could lose an entire army. As we look at the ruins of the Roman fort in York today, we are looking at a place built by men who officially don't exist. We see their handiwork in the stones and the sewers, but we cannot find their end. The mystery of the Ninth Legion survives because it taps into a primal human fear, the idea that you can do everything right, you can be part of the most powerful organization on earth, and you can still be swallowed by the silence of history. Was it a massacre in the Scottish Highlands? A disgrace in the German forests? Or a slow death in the Judean desert? Each theory has its evidence, and each has its flaws. The Ninth Legion remains history's ultimate cold case, a reminder that while we may build empires out of stone and iron, the record of our lives is as fragile as the mist they marched into. In the end, perhaps the Ghost Legion didn't die at all. Perhaps they simply became part of the landscape they were sent to conquer, their blood mixing with the tribes of Britain or the sands of the East, leaving us with nothing but a name stamped on a tile and a question that will likely never be answered.